Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Thursday, which means it is time for another Nozz Watches Ancient Magus Bride. Oh boy. So in the last episode of the Ancient Magus Bride, Ainsworth, found a little girl. He's like, this makes some good sausage. And it'll definitely save Chisei from dying of dragon curse. And then Chisei found out about Ainsworth's like bold new path for the future of sausagery and got really upset. And so left with Kane to go and become fucking, I don't know, go become something. Go do something with him, I guess. I don't know. So basically we've hit the point in the story where honestly kinda saw this coming. I was hoping we weren't gonna go that way, whereas like, oh man, like little new person who's not magical or not knowing they're magical and thrust into a magical world, and they discover the person that brought them into it is kind of a dick and left them behind and went with the literal worst option. It's a fairly common trope, honestly. Like it's a lot less common now than it used to be, so I guess they're bringing it back. But oh boy. Oh boy, I can't wait to see how Kane does this. I mean, we've got two more episodes left after this one, so 3 episodes total. And I can't wait to see how absolutely fucked up Chisei is about to get. Like of course assuming that Kane just doesn't go like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm totally chill. So hey, you want to hand over that dragon arm? I'll lend you this one." Like this one's a little old, it's like a 2003 model. I got it off a 17-year-old. but it still worked. It's good. It's fine. But yeah, let's get in here and let's see what happens, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh god, got low mileage. Oh man, just going right in. All right then. Oh boy, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just in my head. I'm just thinking this okay, so which one? Who's worse? Is Kane or Elias worse? Because Kane does a lot of fucked up shit, making chimeras and everything. But other than the whole desecrating corpses thing, I don't think Kane's really gone out of his way to make shit absolutely worse for people recently. The only real example we have is 200 years ago, there was a woman who was already dying, and he made a guy do a ritual that required killing cats. I think that's probably the most fucked up he's gone. Other than that, we've seen him using already dead corpses to make chimeras, but the chimeras didn't really hurt anyone, I don't think. I don't remember. And him kidnapping a dragon and fucking taking it apart. And dragons aren't people. I'm gonna say, dragons are animals in this case. They may be able to talk, but they're animals in this case. They live on a fucking preserve, for Christ's sake. Meanwhile, Elias was like, okay, if I grind up this little girl into sausage, I'm good to go. We'll save Chisei and be totally fine. He didn't even think for a minute. He's like, nah, alright. Into the sausage grinder she go. I'm not saying that, Kane is good, because hurting animals is fucked up, but immediately jumping to, yeah, let's grind up this child, that's fucked up. So, you could argue that, Elias is actually more morally reprehensible. Unless, of course, Kane's been just slicing up children when I wasn't looking, but there you go. Yeah, when you stabbed her. He doesn't remember the fucked up dream you had, that only you had? Game Cup. Oh, he melting. He not doing good. Yours came from Jesus. Yours came from Jesus. Hers is due to bad genetics. Just hand it over. Just hand it over. Fair trade? This is the fairest fucking trade going. Holy shit. Like, that is dead ass. That is dead ass. The fairest fucking trade, she say. Just go ahead, pull out. Just go ahead, pull out an eyeball. It's fine. Just chunk. You'll be good. She say, you really, like, this is the fairest deal that you're ever going to just, you know, it's just like Lego. It's fine. Just chunk. Nah, it's fine. Uh... Do-it-yourself anime protagonist. Instant heterochromia. Oh, God. Like, straight up, like, she's freaking out, but, like, straight up, this honestly seems... Like... Like, this is the best deal she's gotten since. Like, in the space of in the space of a day, she's going from being cursed and about to die at any moment to being absolutely goddamn immortal. And that's a deal given to her by someone that fucking hates her, man. Like, the guy who supposedly loves her isn't even like, the guy who supposedly loves her is just about to be like, yeah, no, just like feed this orphan. Oh wait, it's not an orphan? I can fix that. Like, you know what I mean? See, now she looks like an anime protagonist. She's so proud that she touched the poop. Man, look at this happy family. I cannot wait for it to implode. And for one of them to wind up selling herself into magic slavery. So when did they figure out they were magic, though? When did they start seeing yokai and shit? Yeah, sorry I'm late. I was too busy at the Japanese Wizard Academy. There was one of those wall yokai there again. I had to evict the bastard again. Seriously, Japanese monsters are fucking weird. Like, there's one that's just a wall that calls you a bitch. Like, and also it eats you, I guess. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I remember the main thing is it's just an impolite asshole and calls you a bitch. It's like that meme of like the cursed the cursed pearl bean plushie that fucking drinks all your Pepsi and calls you gay. Like, oh man, your mom died of sleigh beggy. Oh jeez, can't believe it. Oh my god, that's a hell of a fucking like all this happy family shit, and then smash cut to a dude grabbing a yokai like, all right, come here, motherfucker. Like, just Christ, my dude. Like, oh, that like for some reason that shit just like I fucking love that shit so much. Happy families. Okay, hang on, I gotta go beat up this fucking Kappa demon over here. I get to live in your brain rent free now. I mean, you're making a ship of Theseus argument, but that doesn't really work for the human body. If you do, it'll cause you indescribable pain. Like, I really dislike the ship of Theseus argument applied to people. Because, like, this is not me. This is not me. This is not me. What's me is the thing in here that fucking causes these words to come out my mouth and cause the conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, it's a weasel. Like, if it's like, if, like, you know, like anything like with like a central nervous system, like a fucking centralized nervous system with a brain. Like, no, the ship of Theseus doesn't fucking apply. Your brain is the thing that does all the thinking and all the fucking thing. You can replace arms and shit like all day and night. We'll be right back. We're just going to the Konbini for smokes. Damn. He went to the store for smokes and never came back. And then mom went crazy and started beating you. She started having the sleigh beggy shit happen, alright. The demons came for her. I'm sorry, I was wrong. You have to be scared at all times. Remember, son, being brave is gay. Damn, girl's working like 10 jobs. Shit. No wonder she went and popped herself. God damn. Oh, Jesus! What? Jesus Christ, these yokai don't fuck around. Holy dicks. Like, at least English yokai, English yokai, at least English fae are like, oh yeah, we're just gonna, like, replace your children, or we'll kidnap someone, or drink a little bit of blood. Like, fucking. At least they're polite about it. God damn. Like, Japanese yokai are like, nah, I'm eat that bitch. I'm eat that bitch right now and pull their soul out the anus. Like, English yokai, they're like, hey, buddy, come with us to the fairy realm. Come on, buddy. It's like fucking, like, it's like serial killer in Japan. Creepy dude in the park in England. You have to Mamoru your Nakamas. No, you won't. Move to a country. Oh, shit. Like, why would you, like, if, okay, so, like, in this situation, why would you not move to a country that had, like, less dangerous fucking fae? Like, why did she not move to England or America? Like, American fae are piss babies compared to like what like you got like in Europe, in parts of Europe. Mostly because they don't have that many, and the ones they do have are all like caused by human fucking problems, like the Wendigo and shit, or Bigfoot. Hooray! Hooray for infanticide! Yay! You done goof now. So is Chisei being shown any of this, or is this like we've bounced out of Chisei's head and are now trying to like now seeing this from her mom's point of view? Do a flip. Okay. Well, your arms no longer dragony, girl. So I'm pretty sure we're already done. I think we're done with the surgery right now, girl. Meanwhile, Chisei's just like, yes, harder, mommy. Oh, that's a hell of an answer. All right, I like her answer more. Don't believe in the mom that believes in you. Believe in the me that believes in mom. Imagine if fucking Nevin just showed up in the middle of her mindscape, be like, "Sup? So this is Japan, huh? It's kinda lame. Why's your dragon look like a noodle?" Elias is a sack of garbage, girl. Shit. Like, I would argue that Cardaphilus is better than Elias. Like, Christ, my dude. Like, Ulysses I can forget because that poor doggo is like fucking... That poor doggo has got some brain problems. He's traumatized as fuck. Like, Elias is just autistic. But that's not an excuse. Oh, that face did not look good on her right there. Oh, jeez, it looked like her chin was just like fucking Leafy's chin. Oh boy. And several of Dad punching yokai to death. It's mostly those ones that are the fun ones. Not gonna lie, I'm still kind of like annoyed at Elias. Like, he jumped so quickly to fucking child murder. It should not be a jump you make with that amount of ease. Maybe she should have squeezed harder. Just a thought. I mean, you can't forgive her. She's dead. Forgiveness is for the other person's sake, not yours. Like, I mean, that certainly looks like forgetting right there. I don't know. In fact, she just faded away from her fucking mindscape. Are you ready to see your pimped out new arm? Aha, so living forever is a blessing then. He's an enchantment. He doesn't want anything. That seems... Yeah, that's the whole point of a blessing, girl. Jesus, read the Bible. Aha, she has the eye reflections. That... What the fuck? What's the wish? Murder Cardaphilus? Is all those help me's from the bodies he's taken parts from? Is that... So not gonna lie. So this may be my inner transhumanist talking, but I don't see why Cardaphilus is being cast as the bad guy on this one. I really don't. Like, Okay, so Cardophilus was cursed by Big J to live forever, but not be spared from the ravages of decay and time and all that, right? So, first of all, not his fault he's like this. And the implication is that even if his body decays away to nothing, he's still not gonna die. He's just going to be stuck in a rotten corpse for all eternity, suffering, like, forever. So, like, as selfish as it sounds, the only thing you can do on that one is when your body starts to fail, replace it. And it seems like he doesn't need to replace parts. He doesn't need to replace the whole thing. He can replace it piecemeal. So, and so it seems like he can take parts from the recently deceased as well, which seems like he was doing fairly often. Oh boy, the fun past, the fun times. Um, so yeah, so he can take stuff from the recently deceased, and but he can also take stuff from the living. And it seems like when he takes it from the living, they doesn't necessarily kill them. Because he took Chise's eye out, and she was like totally fine. Like didn't even really bleed as much as an eye wound, as an eye removal would, nor did it cause the brain damage that one would think. So, like he's pretty humane when it comes to that. Um, and when he's and in every dealing with Chise, he said, like, look, I fucking hate you. You're a sack of shit, and you ruin what I'm doing. But I see you're in trouble. I see you've got this thing that causes you to die. You've also got this big dumb dragon arm that I'm kind of interested in. So it benefits me. It benefits you. I could just murder you and take that arm, but instead I'm gonna make you a deal. I'm gonna give you something to counteract your biological weakness to death, and just basically like prevent you from dying in like 2 years like you're supposed to. Yet I'll give you and do that via the eye. I'll give you a new arm that'll work fine. Yeah, and like the only downside is you've got a copy of my curse. So, and you can do with that as you want, as you will. Like in return, he just gets a sick dragon arm. A sick dragon arm that has really done nothing except be big and gross, as far as we can tell. It seems like he doesn't really want it for power. He wants it for the mere curiosity of the thing. So, like, Picardifelis, he honestly doesn't feel like the bad guy here. Like, he seems like an immortal transhumanist that honestly just kind of wants to see how shit works, and he's willing to help out people that he hates, like, for his benefit. Like if he hated her so much and he saw that big dumb dragon arm, he's like, okay, well, all I gotta do is shoot you in the head and just take the arm. But instead, no, he approached her and went, right, your boyfriend was about to feed this little girl into a wood chipper to get rid of your arm. I've got a better idea that doesn't involve murdering people. Like, it really does seem like Cardophilus is the fucking reasonable one here, man. Oh god, I don't know if this is just like a Japanese like cultural thing or whatever. Like if the Japanese just don't like transhumanism or whatever, but like it really does seem like they're saying like, oh, this guy is patchwork and he switches out body parts. That makes him evil. You should believe he is evil. Like but they don't really give a reason why. Like he is cursed. He is cursed for something that like is not really his fault. And he's being, like, infinitely reasonable. Like, and everything we've seen him do that's bad is just... No, like, honestly, like, it's fucked up, yes. But I'd argue it's probably the least bad we've seen. Like, our heroes do worse shit. Like, fucking... like I said, like Cardophilus, he had that thing like several centuries ago, like where he had that guy sacrifice cats to try and make a potion that would make his wife survive. It didn't work. Unfortunate, but that's science. And she was going to die anyway. Like, I imagine Cardophilus probably didn't know it would turn him into a horrible fucking goop monster that murders everything. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm willing to give him like the benefit of the doubt on that one because like it was literally something that he didn't know if it would work, and last time he saw it, it didn't work, and it killed her, and the guy was alive when he left. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that the guy turning into a horrible, vengeful spirit probably not Cardophilus' fault. Um, fucking, we have the chimeras. I don't think the chimeras hurt anyone. Okay, wait. I'm trying to remember when they met Ulysses the first time. I know there was a dead person, but did they ever confirm that it was the chimera that did that, or was it Ulysses protecting the thing? Because he's a church grim. Killing people that trespass on graveyards is literally his job as a church grim. I don't remember. I straight up don't remember. But if that is the case, and that was his chimera that did it, like, yeah, okay, that's the one murder we can attribute to him. The one. Like, other than that, the idea of making chimeras, yeah, it's a little fucked up. He's taking the dead bodies from a graveyard to do it, but I mean, if you think of it from a transhumanist perspective, those people aren't using those bodies. It's like going to a fucking a junkyard and taking apart like a toaster to fucking build a new super toaster, you know? It's not really that, I don't know, it's a little squicky when you think of it like just like that, but like it's not really that bad. Like compared to like the other shit we've seen our protagonists do. Like, yeah. I don't know about that one. And then it's like, but then like compare that to fucking Ulysses, who's like, he's a church grim. His whole purpose is to murder people that trespass on graves. Like, I mean, I'm not saying church grims are evil because they're not. Like, church grims, like their whole point is to be basically a security system for graveyards. So if you desecrate a grave, a church grim will fuck you up. And if you desecrate the grave and escape, the church grim will come fuck you up. They're not evil, but killing things is kind of their job on that one. It's what they're made for. You have a Leanin Seed, a literal fucking vampire that comes to people in their time of need and offers them talent in exchange for their very life force, and actively kill things by being around them. That's fine. Leave her in that fucking house that people can move into. Like, fucking, and then of course, Elias being like, I'm gonna kill anyone. Like, fucking, murder just kind of works sometimes. It's like, come the fuck on, Elias, that's fucked. Like, you really just have this point. And then, of course, there's the sorcerers that are arguably, like, better as well, but they were introduced as villains. Like, seems like most people that we get introduced to as villains, like, when you really take a step back and be like, okay, so what have they actually done? Our protagonists are just as bad, if not worse. And it's kind of just a weird thing about this show, and I don't know like if that's the point. The whole point is that you're supposed to be like, yeah, no, these people are fucked up, or if you're supposed to like be like, oh no, they're the villains because we've said they're the villains. Like, it's weird. It's weird, and I don't know, man. Like, it makes me feel weird because it's like I don't know. But as for this episode itself, though, like barring the subtext, I do really like this episode mostly because we finally get to see a little bit more about Cardophilus and what he's doing. Well, how Cain do. Um, the magically transplanting of organs is honestly something like I'm super into. Just this idea of just people being able to just like, oh yeah, no, let's just just kind of like switching around to see. that like, you know, to see how shit works. That I actually honestly really like that. Like, honestly, it's like something that like is just a really cool just mechanic in some in things. It's just like we're just like, oh yeah, no, human body ain't shit. Like, watch this. Put like another arm on, you know, like I don't know. I really like that as a concept, and I feel like more things need to fucking explore it. Like, it's honestly been my favorite thing since I was first introduced to it in Catweasel of all things. Like, fucking, like, it's a... So, for those of you that don't know, Catweasel is, like, a fucking show from, like, the 60s, I think. Holy shit. Starring, John Pertwee, I think. The guy who, like, was played one of the doctors. And he's a scarecrow, and he basically has... Well, he has, like... He's a scarecrow, and he's animate and all that, and he can, like, pop his head off, and his body will act independently from his head, and if he puts on a different head, he adopts a different personality, and he's got like a head for every different every situation kind of thing, and they're just stored in barrels in a fucking in a barn he lives in, and it's great because he's just like there was an episode I'm just like the episode where he was first introduced to the protagonist's kids kind of thing, yeah, like he Oh no, it wasn't Catweasel, it was Wurzel Gummidge. I'm a fucking idiot. Catweasel is another show from the 60s that I also really like. Catweasel is about a wizard. A wizard trying to go home to the Middle Ages and doesn't quite understand how shit works. But yeah, so Wurzel Gummidge, like, he basically, first episode, he runs into these kids and they discover a fucking head just floating in a barrel. And Wurzel walks in and he's like, what the fuck are you kids doing in here? He's like, oh, that's my singing head. Hang on a minute. And he just wrenches his fucking head off. The kid starts screaming. He puts his head in the barrel, reaches in, pulls out the other head, and just starts singing the fucking theme song and explaining what he is. Like, it's great. And like ever since I saw that as a kid, my dad had it on VHS tapes. Like, fucking, like, I saw that as a kid, and that shit was fucking cool. And then, like, and that always, like, stuck in my head as, like, that's a really cool fucking gimmick. And then, like, as time went on, I was, like, started getting introduced to transhumanism and cyberpunk and shit like that, and I'm just like, oh, there's entire genres that are just this, and I love it. And just, like, the fact that, like, this show is actually kind of introducing it, and it kind of sucks that the only person who actually does it is the fucking villain, but, like the introduction of it and just how it's just the guy's just kind of casual. It's like, there's no rituals or anything. He's just like, nah, just like it. I really like that because like the whole like plug and play aspect of it is really cool. Other than that, like seeing Shisei's memories and her growing up and all that, like I get that like the Cardafelis' curse is just kind of like, yeah, he's doing this to fuck with you, but like I really don't think that's the case. I think that's the curse fucking with her, honestly, because it's like every memory she's been shown was a happy memory that she admits that she did not actually remember. Like, basically, he shows her all of these happy memories, then tops it off with, like, the spiral downwards, but, like, shows her different perspectives that she otherwise wouldn't have got, so she can be like, oh, shit, I forgive you, Mom. Like, and it's just a lot more interesting in that way. I think the only thing I really disagree with is the fact that, like, Cardafelis is still being portrayed as the villain here. Like, he's the antagonist, yes, but he's not a villain. Like, he's like, oh, look, listen to all this, help me, and all this. Like, it's this weird Japanese thing, and I mean, that's not just the Japanese. A lot of other cultures and people do it as well. It's like, oh, the soul is the entire body. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I wish more fucking media would actually like adopt the correct thing, where like everything that makes up you is up here. Like if you got into an accident and had all your fucking limbs amputated and replaced with prosthetics, you're not any less of yourself. You're just you plus a sick fucking robot arm now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you put someone, like fucking remove someone's brain and put it in a jar and, like, simulate the fucking, like, limbic system and all that other shit. Like, they're still gonna be that person. They're just a brain in a jar now. Like, Of course, you'd probably want to give them some sensory input because, oh boy, yeah, human brains denied sensory input. That's a real quick way to make someone go insane. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really, really dumb thing in media, and I hate it, but I can't criticize it as being wrong because everyone fucking does it. So it is wrong, but it's used by so many goddamn people that it's become the de facto correct answer. Like, people using literally incorrectly. Like, ah, like, I don't know, like, I guess it goes back to, like, fucking, mythology and shit, and also, like, the way humans evolve. Like, we evolved to naturally see, oh, this is my arm, when really it's just a collection of cells that fucking grew around, like, everything else because being part of one altogether unit was better for reproduction. Like, really, that's it. Like, you know, like, fucking cells developed that would have been our brain first, and then nervous system, and then other cells like the bone cells and muscle cells and skin cells and all that shit was like, hey, hanging around this asshole helps it survive, which would help me survive, which means, oh yeah, it's fucking human body time, it's eukaryote time, motherfucker. Like, it's multi-celled organism time. Like, but, like, I guess part of that evolution, like, human beings are like, oh man, like, we developed the pain system, which is like basically it's like, oh hey, this hand isn't me, this hand is an extension, so I'm just gonna put it in this bear trap to reach this thing. Oh no, the hand is gone. But at that point, now you're missing a hand, which means your chances of survival are gone. So early beings would have developed this kind of delusion of it being one whole singular unit, so self-preservation extends to the hand as well. Like that's like the fun thing about evolution. It's like we're at a point now where it's like we don't really need that all that much. But it's like it's still so prevalent in so much thinking and media and fucking religion and shit that it's just not gonna go anywhere. And it's just kind of a neat little thing. I don't know. The face when no transhumanist GF. Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck. Oh, boy. But yeah. I don't know. Like, it is cool to see, like, the whole plug and play thing going on there. The whole idea of, like, oh, this shit's disposable, dog. But, like, it does kind of bug me that I feel like our protagonist is going to just ignore the fact that her boyfriend was about to do something that's a much worse crime than swapping out body parts to achieve this same goal. And also the fact that he's implied to have killed a shitload of people. Like, meanwhile, like, fucking, she's gonna be choking out Cardaphilus and be like, hey, I'm going to do what your curse said. Your curse said to free all the people you've got trapped in you, because that's how souls work. That's how consciousness works. This arm you have from 300 years ago, that's still got a consciousness in it, clearly. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. I hope that's not where they go, but it's gonna be dumb, and I'm gonna hate it, but there you go. So, yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I could keep rambling about transhumanist shit forever. Maybe I will at some point, but there you go. So, yeah, let me know what you thought of this episode down there in the comments. Whether you liked it, you disliked it, or you want to bring up something I left out, because that's entirely possible. Oh, boy. Anyway, yeah, so, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, tell your friends, hit the share button down below, and if you want, you can support me on Patreon, which is linked in the description, and on the end card, along with a list of all the people that keep the show up and running. Oh, boy. And, yeah, as always, I am Nozzavix, and I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today. And I will see you a